Hello, my lovely people. Another beautiful sunny day here in the UK. And I'm out here today to record this video. From the title, you know we're going to be talking about my own experience of having my gallbladder removed 6 years ago. The video is inspired by a recent video by Dyna Ekwueme. And she told her stories, and I'm like, oh, I can identify with some of the things. But there's something that she did not do right that may have contributed to her having that severe pain on the day she went for the surgery. I'll come to that. But before then, my lovely people, I don't know whether I've welcomed you. If I have, I'm welcoming you again to Ifechi Health and Wellness. I had my gallbladder removed 6 years ago. Before we even proceed, what actually is gallbladder for people who are not sure? Because sometimes we have similar pains in our stomach or part of our stomach. We may not know what it is. So gallbladder, in a nutshell, is a pouch-like type of organ found in the upper part of your abdomen, and it stores bile. And bile is fluid produced by the liver that helps to break down fatty food. Let's not go into too much detail about these things. So straight to the point of this video is to give you my own experience. I had my gallbladder removed 6 years ago. Gallbladder surgery is called cholecystectomy. I actually kept the stone that was removed. I kept it as a souvenir. I can't find it, but if I find it, I will insert it in this video because it was quite big. It was given to me in a little jar. And I kept it. I'm like, so this is the thing that has been causing these pains inside me for some years. Yeah, I had it for years. All this pain from time to time, it will come. I didn't know what it was. Eventually went for a scan. They told me like 3 years before, 6 years ago when I had it for about 3 years thinking that, oh, it will go. And but it did not. Eventually, actually, it was growing bigger because it was just one gallstone that I had. Some people may have multiple gallstones. Some people may just have one big one or one medium one. It really depends. But in my own case, it was just one biggish. If, as I say, if I find out, I will insert the picture of it. So, what's the symptoms? The symptoms are sudden episodes of severe upper abdominal pain, mainly towards your right-hand side. Some people may have gallstone without any symptoms, but when it becomes symptomatic, then it means that actually it is either getting bigger and if you leave it, it can start blocking your common bile duct, and that can be a serious situation. So that kind of pain, when I have that pain, sometimes it will just pass, and it depends on what you eat. And the predisposing factors, at the time, it shocked me because all the things they listed, like having high cholesterol, eating fatty food, being a woman, which I am, being over the age of 40, which I was, because 6 years ago I was in my late 50s. These are more or less, there are other things, but I ticked some of the boxes and not some of them because my cholesterol at the time was actually normal. So what actually happened, I don't know. It's just like any other thing. You can develop some things and you check yourself and you think, I'm doing all the right things. Why did I develop this? Were we having a lot of fry-ups and fried food at the time? Not really. But yeah, whatever it was, I had gallstone. And it was big at the end of it. But the good news is that it was removed. But as I say, it was there for 3 years. I was just thinking that it will stop, it will stop. You can only pass it. Some people will pass it if it's quite small, tiny. You can just pass it in your urine or bowel without even causing you much problem. But mine was not the case. It was growing and getting bigger. And the symptoms, as I say, upper abdominal pain. I was having back pain as well. You can have a little bit of back pain. You can be having pain at the upper shoulder, especially your right shoulder, which I was experiencing at the time, but I put it down to I have a problem with my shoulder anyway, because I had an injury on my right shoulder years before. So I put it down to that, but actually that's one of the signs of gallstones. Another symptom of gallstone are nausea and vomiting. I was regularly having nausea from time to time, depending on what I eat and stuff like that. I have nausea, but I never vomited. But nausea and vomiting are also one of the some of the signs of gallstones. If you are diagnosed with gallstone, does not always lead to your having your gallbladder removed. If they are tiny, you can change your diet. You can be hydrating, drinking loads of water, making sure that you keep to low fat food, because gallstones do not like high fat food. So listening to Dyna Ekwueme, something that she did wrong was she said that she had a 2 days fast, and at the end of the fast, she was obviously hungry. And what did she do? She went and had big meal. That's a no-no for even any kind of fast. When you, after fasting, make sure that you start slowly to reintroduce yourself to meals. You can start by having fluids, maybe water, oats, things very, very liquid type of food, not solid and not having it too much. So you can start reintroducing yourself to food. I do fasting from time to time, sometimes one full day, sometimes 2 days, sometimes intermittent and all the rest of it. And anytime you finish fasting, the best way to start introducing food again to your system is to start gradually, and liquids to start with, and then get into the normal diet. So that's something I think that she did that was not right. And what I've noticed, let me just, before, I don't want this video to be too long, I just want to share my own side of it and to identify with some of the things Diana was experiencing. That pain, she explained, the way she explained the pain, that is worse than childbirth. I don't know about that, because childbirth for me was something else, the pain. But anyway, everybody's pain threshold is so different. It was painful, yes. And at the time I went to see them, my doctor at the time, she said they did another scan, and the size, the measurement, I can't even remember the measurement on top of my head now, but it was big. So I was advised that the best thing is to get this stone out, that's have my gallbladder removed. And Hobby and I decided that this is what I have to do, because him seeing me experiencing that kind of pain, he thinks, what, you can't be suffering like this. The gallbladder, people have their gallbladder removed, it doesn't really cause any problem, apart from the fact that since I had my gallbladder out, I have to share this information. I noticed that I get bloated easily. I cannot eat too much at a time. No matter how hungry I am, I have to eat very, very slowly and small portions. If I'm so hungry and I go for it, I feel so bloated. That's why sometimes my tummy refuses to go down, because of bloatedness, and that is as a result of having your gallbladder removed. You will experience, if you don't experience it, then you are quite lucky. But most people that I know, that I've spoken with, including myself, obviously, bloatedness is one of the things you will experience going forward after you've had your gallbladder removed. But is it worth having it removed? Bloatedness, hey, what is that? All it means is that you just be eating slowly and small at a time. But to have that kind of pain with that gallstone, that can, if you leave it there, it can cause you huge problem that can be quite disastrous. So it's better that you have it removed. After experience of having your gallbladder out is that you'll be feeling bloated, so you have to eat small at a time. And so that's that. I hope you have benefited from one or two things here. So if you experience any kind of pain, especially on your right upper abdomen, and it keeps coming and going, check it out. Go and have a scan. Check to make sure that it's not gallstone. And if it's gallstone, follow your doctor's advice. Follow your own advise yourself as well by changing your diet and stuff like that. And when the time is right, if they recommend surgery, go for it. It's not a big deal. Okay, my lovely people, thank you for listening. Goodbye and God bless.